tanah air, ku tidak kulupakan, kan terkenang.
Assalamualaikum, with me NURIN AZREEN in Bulletin 7. Indonesia is officially known as the Republic of Indonesia, located off the coast of mainland Southeast Asia in the India and Pacific Ocean. It is the world's largest archipelago, comprising over 17,000 islands, with major islands in Sumatra and Borneo. The capital city is Jakarta, with population over 270 million people. Indonesia is the fourth most populous country in the world. The official language is Bahasa Indonesia, and the majority religion is Islam. A fun fact about Indonesia is the one of the most biodiversity country in the world, include unique species such as orangutan and komodo. Indonesia was colonized by the Dutch for over 300 years before gaining independence in 1945 and full recognition in 1949. Today, Indonesia is a presidential republic with president as head of state and head of government. Economically, Indonesia is a developing country which has natural resources such as oil, coal, and palm oil. Indonesia's culture is very diverse with over 1,300 ethnics and 700 languages. The national motto of Indonesia is United in Diversity, reflecting the harmony of the country's diverse culture. Indonesia also celebrates various traditions such as Javanese palace dances and Islamic festivals. Indonesia facing many recent domestic issues such as political, economy, security and social issues. As one of the students Malaysia that study in Indonesia, can you tell me your opinion about the political issue that happened in Indonesia today?
Okay, thank you, Najwa. As you know, there are many political issues in Indonesia nowadays. The first one is corruption. Corruption is still one of Indonesia's biggest political concerns. While the country has progressed in the past, most citizens believe that corruption is keep on increasing, especially after 2019. For example, there are a case about a former social affairs minister who was jailed for embezzling pandemic relief fund that was meant for the poor family. This kind of case illustrates that corruption not only squeeze money but also have direct damage on people. If it's halted, corruption will dominate the country development. The second one is civil liberty. In 2024 alone, over 300 protesters has been arrested for taking part in demonstration against political in government. Some journalists and activists report that they were harsh or even beaten up. This makes society convinced that their freedom of speech is being gained. Although Constitution Court have made a new rule where no matter what their position in government, they can be sued for defamation. This new rule are made to prevent powerful institutions from using defamation law to stifle their critics and as a victory for the free speech to the public. But there are some activists that insist that there are still a long way to go, especially in provisions such as PUPA, where reports of human rights abuse continue to abound. So I think that's the current issue of political for me.
Thank you, Nurin. So now, let's see a recording of my interview with two Malaysian students in Indonesia last week. Hi Lisa and Aisyah. Today I would like to interview you guys about the current issue in Indonesia. So Lisa, can you elaborate to us about the security issue in Indonesia?
Thank you, Najwa. Now I am going to talk about the current issue that have been facing in Indonesia in terms of peace and security. The first issue is cyber security threats, which increasing of cyber attacks targeting government data, financial system and critical infrastructure. For example, massive data leaks in 2023 involving millions of Indonesians' personal information. Because of that, Indonesia had improved the capacity of BSSN, which is National Cyber and Crypto Agency, to keep monitor cyber threats such as hacking and phishing, especially during elections or national events. The The second issue that have been facing in Indonesia is natural disaster response challenges, which Indonesia's geography makes it spread off to natural disaster that require fast and emergency responses. For instance, Indonesia delayed aid and cows during 2018 Palu tsunami response. To avoid that happen again, Indonesia improved coordination between BNPB, National Disaster Management Agency, and TNI, Development of Indonesia National Armed Force. Indonesia also built resilience infrastructure in disaster-prone areas. In short, security is foundation for peace, development, and security in Indonesia. So I will pass to Aisyah.
In 2025, many Indonesians have started to feel pinch of rising price again. At the beginning of the year, things seem stable thank you to the government subsidy, like a cheaper electricity and airfares. Inflation are even dropped so low that February saw deflation for the first time in over 2 decades. But this time, relief it didn't last long. When those subsidy end in March, the cost of living quickly climbed. By the April, inflation nearly double. People are now paying for more everyday needs. The recent VAT increase to 20 might to things ever touched. While the government say inflation is under control, but many families are already feeling the pressure. For example, in some areas, the price of median quality in rice increased around the 20,000 rupiah per kilogram to 40,500 rupiah. This may seem small, but for low-income family who buy rice in bulk every week, it's add up quickly, along with the rice cooking oil and age. For the next issue is rakyat and employment. Right now, a lot of young people in Indonesia are struggling to find a job. Nearly 10 million Gen Z, especially those aged 50 to 24, are unemployed. Many of them went to school or university. When they graduate, the job they trained for just not be there. They need skill that's taught in school. Because of this, some are taking job below the qualification, while others feel stuck and frustrated. That's why more young Indonesians are talking about leaving the country to find better change abroad. The government trying to fix it by improving vocation training, but unless more good jobs are created.
Before we end our discussion today, we will make video call to one of Indonesian residents to talk about social issue in Indonesia.
Thank you, Najwa from TV7 for asking the question about the current issue social in Indonesia. There's a lot of current issue social in Indonesia. The first one is discrimination and human rights concern. Indonesia has facing ongoing human rights challenges, including discrimination based on religion and nationality, gender, and sexual orientation. The new criminal code, effective from January 2026, contains provisions that could undermine freedom of speech, belief, and association, and threaten the right of women, religion, and minority, also LGBT people. Many regions impose discrimination dress codes on women or girls, leading to bullying, exploitation, and job loss for those who refuse to comply. LGBT is individual face harassment, arrest, and also social stigma, with authority targeting gathering and individual under various laws. And the second current issue in social is NGO challenging and social transformation. NGO in Indonesia are experiencing difficult due to changing power relation with state operation, reduced donor funding, and the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has concentrated NGO activity. This is also concerned about the erosion of benefits of beaten NGO, which is increasingly operate with pragmatic and career-oriented mindset. This affects your role in social transformation and advocacy for marginalized groups. This issue has been reflect for the struggle with inequality, right protection, and civil society development in Indonesia today. I think that's all current issue that I know in Indonesia. And thank you for Najwa.
Thank you, Nadila, for your information about social issue in Indonesia. In conclusion, Indonesia is a large and unique country with diverse culture, ethnicity, and so on. Indonesia also rich in natural resources. Indonesia continues to grow despite facing challenges such as economic inequality and political, social, and security issues. It is important to know about this because it helps us understand the true state of a country, and it also allows us to assess the stability, progress and challenges faced by its people. I am Najwa from Bulletin 7. Thank you for paying your attention to us. Stay informed and see you next time. Bye.